What is going on, everybody? Good morning and happy Friday. Good to see you all. Let's see who is in the chat. Crypto440, my man. Good to see you. Tommy Coin, Leo Lustig, All Set Miner. What's up, buddy? Let's see. All Track, Chad Wicks, Carl Coat, Yeti. I will do the drawing. Just send me the info in Discord. I sent it over to you actually asking the question just a second ago. So appreciate you for that. We're going to be drawing, I guess, a winner from Mr. Yeti's mining pool, or deep miners pool, right? It's Yeti and D miners. They run this Dynex pool, so they're gonna be pulling a hash rate giveaway, I guess. I'm not sure what they're actually giving away, but I'll pull it and I'll give you guys the deets in a little bit. All right, anybody that I missed in the chat, appreciate you all. You guys are amazing. All right, let's jump over and check out the market today on this lovely Friday, and then we'll get into what we're gonna go over today. Oh, you're giving away a Dynex flag. That's right. That's right. Dynex flag for that giveaway. All right, we're looking at 30,110 on BTC. We have Ethereum just under 1,900, 1857. XRP 46 cents. Litecoin is back under 100 bucks at $95. We have Dogecoin at 6.5 cents. Not too bad overall. Could be worse. I mean, it's still pretty much floating in the same area. Let's see who's the winner today. Caspa. Holy shit, Caspa's up 10.7% today. Interesting. What's the price at per coin? 2 1/4. 2 cents and a fourth to 3 cents. All right, not too bad. Could be worse. Let's see what else do we have? Pepe is down 7.8%, if that matters to anybody. What is FTM? FTM Phantom down 8.9%. We have Comp down 7.4%. Interesting. Nothing really crazy. I don't know about Hex. Does anybody do this? Anybody into this right here? Hex 6.9% up actually on the day at under a penny, actually 7/10 of a penny, 8/10 of a penny almost. All right, let's check out the Fear and Greed Index before I blind you all. We're looking at 55, floating in the same area. Pretty neutral. Pretty neutral. Top 10 coins by coin market cap, and then we will get into today's videos. All right, so we have Bitcoin, Ethereum as always, Tether, BNB, USD Coin, XRP, Lido Staked Ether, Cardano, Dogecoin, and Solana still in 10th. Litecoin is still fighting for that 10th spot once again, but damn, a lot of money came out of Litecoin apparently. That's crazy. $1 billion. Wonder what's going on in Solana to make it pump a little bit. It's up, what is it today? 3.9%. Pretty good. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask away. We're going to be getting into some so yesterday we actually watched this a bit. This is BlackRock's wild plan to pump and dump crypto. This is what Altcoin Daily is saying. I haven't fully watched this video yet, but this is more or less a recap of what we actually watched this entire interview yesterday. So feel free to ask questions as we go along. I pretty much know what is going on inside this this Fox Business interview with Larry Fink. This is the guy that runs BlackRock, if anybody doesn't know. So he's going to speak on crypto, and then we're going to get into some Ethereum price updates over here with my man Guy on Coin Bureau. So without further ado, let's play this. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll go from there. Let's do it.
We do believe that if we can create more tokenization of assets and securities, and that's what Bitcoin is, it could revolutionize again finance.
Pay very close attention, because this man is one of the most powerful shadow men on the planet. His name? Larry Fink, and his company, BlackRock.
The foundation of BlackRock is about hope. You invest for retirement because you believe tomorrow is better than today.
BlackRock is launching a spot Bitcoin ETF in the US, and Larry has just revealed his exact plans for this. I never realized this is how he thought about it.
It's an advancement of technology. I mean, it's no different than the spirit around AI and what AI can do. These are going to be good long-term holds.
Don't tune out, tune in. Reminder, BlackRock has 10 trillion assets under management, and their clients are ready to inject billions into Bitcoin day one once BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF is approved. If you subscribe.
That's actually a really good point. So do you guys honestly believe billions are going to be brought into Bitcoin as soon as this ETF is listed? I mean, is definitely a good possibility, but holy hell, I don't know. I didn't really think about that. They have 10 trillion, I guess, companies that people can invest into or whatever. It's nuts.
Subscribe to Altcoin Daily, I know you do. You understand that Larry Fink has been hinting about this with his friends for quite some time.
I'll leave this link in the description.
This is not going to be an easy task. Capital is moving, and it's going to move very rapidly.
This ETF will cause Bitcoin to skyrocket. Listen to this. Larry Fink lays out exactly how much easier investing in Bitcoin will be for himself, for his friends, for institutions, if/when the BlackRock ETF gets approved. Listen very closely to what Larry Fink says.
We look at this as an opportunity to move one step further in terms of providing investors, fractions of shares, fractions of this, democratizing the cost of investing. Over the last 10 years, we've lowered the cost of iShares ETFs by 30%. So what we're trying to do is make it more accessible, more easy. The attempt in terms of what we're trying to do with crypto is make it more democratized with all of crypto and making it much cheaper for investors. Right now, the bid-ask spread for crypto is very expensive. It does erode a lot of the returns that you speak about because it costs a lot of money right now to transact Bitcoin, and it costs a lot of money to get out of that. And so we hope our regulators look at these filings as a way to democratize crypto, and we'll see in the future how that plays out.
It's
for me, real quick, that the investing for the average Joe, being able to divide Bitcoin by 1 million Satoshis, it does open the doors for a lot more investment, right? Like, Joe Schmo down the street that has $10 to invest versus this guy that has 100,000 to invest. They can both still buy a piece of Bitcoin. So that is a huge point that he brought up actually in that whole conversation.
Amazing to see just how far BlackRock, Larry Fink, and Bitcoin have come. Larry used to be the biggest Bitcoin skeptic of them all. Well, I mean, maybe not bigger than Buffett and Munger.
I try and avoid things that are stupid. Bitcoin, it's stupid because it's very likely to go to zero.
But he's top 3.
Those guys, them two together, remind me of the Muppets. Like those two old guys. I don't remember their names, but you guys know. Let me know in the chat.
This is the 2018 Larry Fink interview that BlackRock's trying to bury, that BlackRock doesn't want you to see.
Is it true that you're building out a cryptocurrency capability?
He's like, shit, someone told him.
I mean, we're looking at it. We're looking at blockchain technologies, and we're looking at all the crypto.
Blockchain isn't crypto. Blockchain is just the underlying technology. Well, don't your clients want crypto exposure?
No, I don't believe any client has sought out crypto exposure.
Really?
Yes.
But at some point they might. Do you need to be prepared?
I don't, at the moment, no. I have not heard from any one client they're looking to buy a cryptocurrency at this time. But right now, I can tell you it worldwide, I have not heard from one client who said, I need to be in this.
Now, let's compare that answer to his answer today. Because Larry Fink basically gets asked the same question 6 years later, except this time it's framed, answer for yourself. You changed your mind. Explain yourself. Listen to why he says he changed his mind.
You were never...
Real quick, Chadwicks, thanks for the super chat, man. He said, actually, it's going to read it, but thanks for the $5
I am
super chat.
average Joe investor. I will definitely buy BTC ETF.
That's awesome, man. You and a whole bunch of other people.
You're a crypto skeptic like Buffett. I mean, Buffett and Charlie Munger come out and they say all this bad stuff about it. But you were kind of skeptical.
Yeah, I was skeptical. The early users it was heavily used for, let's say, illicit activities. And I think as it became more accessible, and also I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold in many ways. Instead of investing in gold as a hedge against inflation, a hedge against the onerous problems of any one country or the devaluation of your currency, whatever country you're in, let's be clear, Bitcoin is an international asset. It's not based on any one currency. And so it can represent an asset that people can play as an alternative. The foundation of BlackRock is about hope. You invest for retirement because you believe tomorrow is better than today.
Hey guys, this video is sponsored by
nobody. All right, we're gonna skip that. There we go.
That BlackRock is doing this before Bitcoin's halving, when Bitcoin supply flow will get cut in half. Wake up. Larry Fink is a Bitcoin blockchain bull now. Now he's on TV singing the praises of Bitcoin and crypto. In this interview, it's the TV anchor who's the skeptic. And Larry Fink is the one standing up for the technology, for the investment, for the revolution. Listen to this.
This is quite interesting. And real quick, just like, you know, I know Altcoin Daily does like these shills like in the middle, but at least he timestamps it so I could skip it perfectly. That was like amazing. So shout out to him for that. I know it's annoying and some people want to skip it. So just, I mean, you guys can see these breaks in the line down here. It will, you know, you can just jump ahead.
I don't see the utility in the underlying technology. And isn't that bad?
Well, no, I actually believe the underlying technology is fantastic because the blockchain will help you accelerate the processes of transactions. The blockchain will help you identify. I mean, let's be clear. If you have a pure blockchain and you have knowledge of who the buyers and sellers are, we could then, you know, we don't need custodians anymore. Okay. We don't need, you know, the whole process of finance. Some of the intermediaries are broken down. And so this is why we're all studying.
There, but we're not there.
We're not close to there. Well, but it's an advancement of technology. I mean, it's no different than the spirit around AI and what AI can do.
We have a deep understanding of BlackRock and their plans for Bitcoin now more than ever. All you have to do is pay attention, like we do. We watch him on TV. We listen to him in podcasts. We understand exactly what he's doing. I mean, Larry Fink is active on the interview circuit nowadays, singing the praises of Bitcoin, singing the praises of crypto. We know exactly what he's going to do.
I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. I mean, the transformation, think about it, instantaneous settlement, bonds and stock. No middlemen. We're going to bring down fees even more dramatically. As for me, I don't have to vote on any shares anymore because the beneficial owner will do all the voting.
Now is the time, my friends. Now is the time to seriously get involved. We have a bull market on the horizon. If you're interested in making money in crypto, I implore you, subscribe to our channel, stay informed. A bull market is coming. Why do you have to say making money? Bull market is here.
Making money in crypto.
It's really strong now and getting stronger. It's not getting weaker. We have the three large stimulus packages that were enacted over the last year, the Infrastructure Act, the CHIPS Act, and the IRA. It's all just starting the J curve. This is going to, and it was $1 trillion over many years, though, but of stimulus. It's just entering the economy.
Some say it's been too much.
Yes, but it's entering the economy at the same time.
Where are we in the cycle of spending that? Do you know? Halfway, 3/4?
5%.
I was just so confused why half my screen went black.
We're just starting, Charlie. This is just happening. And so think about how many jobs it takes to rebuild airports and freeways and ports. The job demand from these acts is going to be enormous.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So what do you guys think about that overall? Do you guys think that's a good thing? All of this BlackRock stuff. I mean, it's kind of hard to deny that it is a good thing, right? I mean, only time will tell. Only time will tell, but it will open the doors for many, many more investors. So I'm super excited to see what Bitcoin does bring. And Mr. Network Bits, have a good day, buddy. Appreciate you. All right, let me see if you guys have any questions in the chat. Geez, Crypto Frank, my man, good to see you. Thank you so much for the $19.99 super chat. Geez, you're crazy. I'm going to let this thing read it, and then I will elaborate on it in a second. Let me see if I missed any other questions. We're waiting for that.
If BlackRock invest 3%, it's about $300 million. So yeah, going to be multi-Bahamian dollar. Remember when gold was first found, it was stolen all the time, but until banks could secure it, gold never became worth its true value.
That's a really good point. That is a really good point, Crypto Frank, actually. That is kind of interesting to think about it like that. Thank you again for the $19.99 super chat. That's insane. Yeah, gold, the first find was, yeah, I mean, dude, that's so true about gold. So I used to, I mean, I collect gold and silver here and there, but like I haven't bought any in a good while. Thank you for the sub. If somebody just subbed, I'm not sure. I heard the noise. I don't know where it went, but I appreciate it if somebody just subbed. Let's see. All right, Condibits. BlackRock brings attention from non-crypto investors, so it's a good thing indeed. Absolutely, that's exactly what I think. Yeti just got switched over. Thanks. Needed to switch pools. Anyways, I was just being lazy. Yeah, honestly, Yeti's Dynex pool is actually really good. So, guys, go check that out if you're interested. Yeti will put a link in the chat, and we'll pull that Dynex flag in a few. Actually, let me pull up this image so I can show you guys what we're going to give away. Let me see. It's going to go over my face. There it is, as always. This guy right here. This is Dynex flag. Look at that. His wife's a champ. She was holding this up for us. I think that's his wife behind there. This Dynex flag, sick though. I need to get me one of them. Nice. So they're gonna be giving this away in a little bit. I'll be pulling somebody that was on the pool, and we'll go from there. But either way, let's see what this guy has to say over at Coin Bureau. It's so funny, his name's Guy. But yeah, we'll see what he has to say about Ethereum. I kind of want to go over, I guess, just I'm interested to see what Ethereum's updates are, because there's only been so much news about it, mainly about staking, upping the I guess the maximum that you can stake on one single, I guess, chunk, right? It's like 2,000 something instead of only 32, but the minimum is still 32 if I'm not mistaken. So let's just let's get into this. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
Ethereum is at a pivotal point. On the one hand, the SEC has been cracking down on staking and proof-of-stake cryptocurrencies, and it's believed that a crackdown on DeFi and stablecoins is imminent. This could do indirect damage to ETH. On the other hand, institutional adoption of Ethereum has been on the rise, and in the coming months, it will undergo an upgrade that could take almost all the market share away from competing Layer 1s.
Oh boy.
So in this video, I'm going to bring you up to speed on Ethereum's most important updates, analyze ETH's price action, explain its upcoming upgrade, and tell you why ETH could be on the brink of a boom or a bust. I'll start by saying that nothing in this video is financial advice. It's purely for educational purposes, and you should consider it to be just one of many resources you ought to be consulting on your crypto quest.
And also, I love his coffee mugs, by the way. On his channel, actually, real quick, I think he has this merch, doesn't he? I thought there was like a thing here where you could buy his merch somewhere, but he has like those coffee mugs and like the It's Fine dog with a thing lit on fire all around it. Those mugs are awesome.
Also note that I and other team members here at Coin Bureau hold ETH in our personal portfolios, but we promise we'll be as unbiased as possible. Now, it's been more than 5 months since our last Ethereum update, and a lot has happened since then. Shortly after that video went live, borrowing and lending protocol Aave launched its V3 version on Ethereum, theoretically leading to more ETH demand from crypto lenders and borrowers. More about Aave in the description. I digress. Then, in early February, Russia's largest bank, Sberbank, announced that it would be launching a DeFi protocol on Ethereum by May this year. Now, we couldn't find any news of the protocol deploying, but it is nonetheless a sign of continued institutional adoption of Ethereum, for better or for worse. Ethereum co-founder Joseph Lubin also declared that ETH is not a security. Now, this was believed to be in response to the rhetoric from SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, who implied that ETH was a security back in September on the same day of Ethereum's transition from proof of work to proof of stake. In retrospect, however, it seems the declaration foreshadowed an SEC crackdown on the staking services offered by cryptocurrency exchanges. That's because a few days later, Kraken announced that it had settled with the SEC for offering staking services, which the regulator believes are securities offerings.
Yeah, just a mere $30 million.
In mid-February, there was speculation that the SEC would use the precedent it had set with Kraken against liquid staking protocols like Lido Finance. In retrospect,
you know, that's kind of a good point. I feel like that's what lit the fire under the SEC's ass, was because they got away with fining Kraken so much money because they were just like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm just going to pay you. They just, you know, kind of started going after everybody because they're like, fuck it, we just got some money out of this guy. Why not take some money from them too? You know what I mean? Would you actually, would you not do that, I guess, if you were a regulator in that situation? You know what I mean? It kind of makes sense to do it, but it's kind of a dick move.
It seemed to foreshadow a crackdown on Coinbase, which was sued early last month, due in part to the staking services the exchange offered. There was, however, a silver lining in the midst of all this mess, and that's that the number of OFAC-compliant blocks on Ethereum's beacon chain had fallen below 50%. For context, over 70% of Ethereum's blocks were enforcing sanctions after the merge. Today, this figure stands at less than a third, censorship resistance, up to a point. In March, Ethereum developers announced that EIP 4337 had been successfully implemented. EIP 4337, also known as Smart Accounts, makes it possible to introduce features on Ethereum that will lead to mass adoption, such as dApps with no gas fees and making mobile wallets as secure as hardware wallets. You can learn more about why
mobile wallets secure as hardware wallets. That's going to be pretty tough, I think.
EIP 4337 is such a big deal for Ethereum by checking out our in-depth video about it on Coin Bureau Clips. The link will be down in the description. Now, because the universe requires that all FOMO be balanced out with FUD, rumours started to circulate that Lido Finance had been served by the SEC in the days that followed EIP 4337. Lido subsequently announced that it would be incorporating NFTs into its unstaking process for liquid staked ETH. This is interesting because NFTs have received next to no regulatory scrutiny for whatever reason. As such, Lido leveraging NFTs could have been a move to protect the protocol from said regulatory scrutiny. This could be circumstantial evidence of the rumour that Lido was in the SEC's crosshairs, a rumour which seems to have been just that. That being said, Uniswap v3 also represents liquidity provision positions as NFTs, and Uniswap founder Hayden Adams recently posted an ominous tweet thread. Probably nothing. Anyways, in mid-April, Ethereum finally completed its Shapella upgrade, making it possible for validators to withdraw their staked ETH and staking rewards. For reference, Shapella had experienced some delays, and there were concerns that the upgrade would result in lots of ETH selling, which could crash its price. In the end, these concerns were entirely unjustified.
Well, realistically, it still didn't fully unlock the Ethereum, right? They could only take out what they earned in, like, interest, I guess, from staking. It wasn't like you could take out everything. So, I don't know. Yeah.
Although there was some ETH selling after the upgrade, ETH's price was unaffected. In fact, ETH's price pumped in the days following Shapella, presumably because the upgrade had been a success. It also effectively completed Ethereum's transition to proof of stake. But because the universe requires that all FOMO be balanced out with FUD, the SEC announced 2 days later that it would be proposed.
Sorry, had to pause it. Duke Nukem just said in the live chat, RTM's Discord was just hacked. Do not click on the airdrop. People, please don't click on that because it will compromise your Discord. Man, these airdrops, I feel like people are never going to learn. You're not getting free money from anybody. So just don't click on it. Just ignore them entirely, please. Thank you, Duke Nukem, for bringing that to our attention. You're awesome.
Proposing a rule to expand the definition of exchange to include DeFi protocols. The comment period for the proposed rule closed on the 13th of June. If it is implemented, DeFi could be in trouble. Continued regulatory uncertainty around the crypto industry is probably why institutional investors have reportedly been getting exposure to ETH via indirect products like ETH futures on the CME.
Raptorium is RTM, by the way. Sorry, the Raptorium Discord.
Institutional interest in ETH has surged in recent months, but it seems most investing has been indirect. Now, this could have less to do with the regulatory uncertainty around ETH and staking, and more to do with the fact that regulators have been picking off crypto to fiat on and off ramps left and right. Obviously, the last thing institutions want to do is invest in ETH directly and not be able to cash out. That said, some institutions haven't caved to these regulatory concerns. At the end of April, a subsidiary of French bank Société Générale announced the launch of a euro-pegged stablecoin on Ethereum. Meanwhile, retail investors were going crazy trading meme coins like Pepe. Feels just like yesterday. In May, though, the FUD came back with a vengeance. First, it was reported that the Ethereum Foundation had sold some ETH. This was taken as a sign that ETH had hit a local top, given that the Foundation does have a history of selling around local tops. Of course, it doesn't have a perfect track record in this regard. Nobody does. Then, less than a week later, Ethereum's beacon chain experienced unexpected finality issues. In plain English, transactions couldn't confirm. Funnily enough, it's believed that the meme coin craze overloaded some Ethereum clients. Whatever the case, the beacon chain was quickly upgraded and all was well again. That was until late May, when Vitalik warned the Ethereum community in a lengthy blog post not to overload Ethereum's consensus mechanism.
Oh boy.
The TLDR is that putting too much functionality directly on Ethereum could compromise its security, a claim that's been made by many in the Bitcoin camp. 1 week later, Ethereum wallets that had been dormant since the crypto project's ICO days started to move their ETH to new wallets. Thankfully, it seems none of this ETH was sent to exchanges.
Yeah, I feel like people just do that, like whales do that, just to kind of scare the shit out of everybody. They just like move shit from one wallet to another. Or it had to do with the frickin' ledger stuff, and now they're nervous they're going to lose it, you know what I mean?
Thankfully, it seems none of this ETH was sent to exchanges. If it had been, it would have signaled an intention to sell by some of Ethereum's earliest investors. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for Ethereum co-founder Jeffrey Wilker, who sent 22,000 ETH to Kraken in early June, presumably to sell. To put things into perspective, this accounted for more than 10% of Jeffrey's ETH holdings, and he hadn't sent any ETH to exchanges in over 2.5 years. Fortunately, though, the universe also requires that all FUD be balanced out with FOMO. A subsidiary of the Bank of China reportedly issued almost $30 billion of tokenized assets on Ethereum via Hong Kong. This was done with the help of a Swiss bank, underscoring institutional Ethereum adoption in both regions. Then, in late June, Ethereum developers announced they were discussing the possibility of raising the maximum validator stake from 32 ETH to 2,048 ETH. Naturally, this was met with no shortage of FUD, namely centralization concerns. When you think about it, however, you start to feel massive FOMO. For starters, the minimum 32 ETH stake will stay the same. All that's changing is the maximum stake, which is currently also 32 ETH. Now this is a problem because it means that validators have to redirect their staking rewards to other Ethereum wallets. They're not able to accrue them in the validator wallets.
That is a huge pain in the ass, by the way. People that want to stake and can only do a maximum of 32 that may have, thousands. Like, how many friggin' times you got to stake it a whole bunch of different ways? That's a mess to take care of, right? Versus just doing it in one.
Raising the maximum stake to 2,048 ETH means that validators will be able to accrue staking rewards, and it will also open the door to automatically restaking these ETH rewards. Compounding, in other words. Given that there's nothing institutions love more than earning yield, this would likely result in even more ETH being staked. The trade-off is that the total number of validators on Ethereum could decline. But consider that Ethereum's beacon chain currently has over 700,000 validators.
But it would, so the validator number would go down, right? Because there'd be less, there wouldn't be like multiple staking from the same person that had like thousands of ETH, right? It would just be, one instead of, it would be cut down by however many divisible, 64 or whatever it is, if they were able to get up to 2,000, whatever. So, interesting.
In theory, more validators means more decentralization. In practice, however, more validators could mean more synchronization issues. The optimal number of Ethereum validators is up for debate.
Double-edged sword.
But what we can all likely agree is that there is such a thing as too few validators, but there's also such a thing as too many. The golden number is somewhere in the middle, and the 2,048 ETH limit is probably intended to target that number. Never mind that the number of validators isn't always the best measure of decentralization. More about that in the description. Anyhow, speaking of staking, Vitalik recently revealed that he's only staking a, quote, small portion of his ETH. He said this is because of security issues associated with staking and the complex multisig setup required to address them. Creators of competing Layer 1 cryptos were quick to criticize. Not going to name names, of course. Now, while I'm not qualified enough to speak to the security issues associated with ETH staking or setting up complex multisigs, I do have a feeling that this might not be the only reason why Vitalik isn't staking too much of his ETH. Another reason could be taxes. Try explaining staking income to the taxman. Regardless, there's no denying that Vitalik's comments don't inspire too much confidence about staking ETH. As was mentioned in our weekly news review, however, this is a part of Ethereum's growing pains. Staking issues ultimately mean that we're still early and that ETH still has a lot more room to grow. On that note, you might have noticed that ETH is up almost 2x since the start of the year. This is due to a combination of macro factors, crypto factors, and fundamentals such as ETH supply and ETH demand. The primary macro factor has been liquidity, which had been positive for the first half of the year. For those unfamiliar, liquidity is another word for money that's in the markets. Liquidity had been on the rise since January because the debt ceiling had been reached. This forced the US government to spend money in the economy as it couldn't issue debt. There was also that de facto bank bailout in March as well. Today, however, the liquidity picture looks a bit more mixed. Banks are reportedly borrowing billions through the Fed's BTFP facility, which is likely increasing liquidity. At the same time, however, the US government has been issuing billions of dollars of debt to refill its bank account at the Fed, which is likely draining liquidity. If you watched our video about the refill of the US government's bank account, you'll know that this could suppress ETH's price the same way it did during the refill in early January 2022. Thankfully, this hasn't happened, and that's probably because the liquidity drain has been coming from elsewhere. As far as crypto factors go, there are two which have been affecting ETH's price. The first is the aforementioned Shapella upgrade, which was, by all accounts, a great success. As you can see, ETH's most recent high of around 2.1k was reached on the same week that Shapella went live. The second crypto factor that's been affecting ETH's price is regulatory uncertainty. At first glance, this hasn't had much of an effect on the price, but when you measure ETH's price in BTC terms, you can clearly see that it's been underperforming despite the impressive pump in fiat terms. The bad news is that ETH's underperformance against BTC is likely to continue until there's more regulatory certainty in the US and elsewhere. The good news is that ETH could still see impressive gains in fiat terms. This assumes the crypto market will continue to rally. Let's hope that it does. When it comes to fundamentals, ETH's supply has been deflationary. More ETH is being burned via transaction fees than is being minted via staking rewards. The caveat is that ETH's deflationary trend seems to be reversing. If this continues, ETH could become inflationary again in the coming weeks. Now, this shouldn't be a problem because ETH demand continues to be robust. The amount of ETH being staked continues to rise, along with the number of validators. The number of unique wallets on the Ethereum blockchain also continues to be in a strong uptrend, 240 million and counting. At first glance, the declining number of daily transactions on Ethereum is a bearish sign. That's until you remember that Ethereum has an entire ecosystem of layer 2s that's been growing fast. Lo and behold, the number of transactions on these layer 2s has been spiking, more than compensating for the shortfall. Now, this raises the question of whether all the layer 2 activity is enough to create demand for ETH, given the low fees on these layer 2s. The answer is yes, if there is enough activity on these layer 2s, and so far, this seems to be the case. Even so, the gradual decrease in ETH burns could be a sign that activity as a whole is slowly declining. Then again, all it takes for this activity to pick up again is another trend, be it a meme coin craze or a reissued NFT collection, for example. These kinds of catalysts are impossible to predict, which is why it's better to focus on upcoming milestones for Ethereum that could send ETH's price higher. As it so happens, there are two. The biggest upcoming milestone for Ethereum is the EIP 4844 upgrade, which is colloquially referred to as proto-danksharding. The reason why proto-dank sharding is a big deal is because it will basically allow Ethereum to reach a level of scalability that's comparable with centralized computer systems. This will be achieved by addressing Ethereum's main bottleneck to scalability, which is data availability. As explained by Ethereum developer Proto in a presentation, this is because it's hard to request transaction data on a cryptocurrency blockchain in a way that's both fast and decentralized.
I just put a poll in the chat. I want to know if you guys are staking ETH just for shits.
Proto-dank sharding solves this by making it possible for special blobs of data to exist on the Ethereum blockchain. These blobs make transaction data more readily available, which should increase Ethereum's scalability, lower its fees, and increase transaction speeds on its layer 2s. That's the simple explanation. Be sure to watch Proto's presentation if you want the complex explanation. The link will be
Crypto
in the
Craig, I have
description.
no idea.
Now, proto-dank sharding was first proposed as an EIP in February 2022, and Ethereum developers have been working on implementing it since then, primarily developers from the Optimism Layer 2. EIP 4844 is expected to be implemented sometime in the second half of this year, but no exact date has been given. Besides proto-dank sharding, Ethereum developers have apparently been hyper-focused on privacy. Back in January, Vitalik penned a blog post where he referred to privacy as, quote, one of the largest remaining challenges in the Ethereum ecosystem, and proposed stealth addresses as one solution. In April, privacy on Ethereum came into the spotlight again because of supposed privacy concerns related to ETH staking. Just last month, Vitalik penned another blog post where he noted privacy as being one of the, quote, 3 transitions that Ethereum must implement or else it will fail. The sudden focus on privacy is not all that surprising when you realize that institutional investors want privacy more than anyone else. And remember that the Shapella upgrade has increased institutional interest in ETH. The trick is to implement this privacy in a way that doesn't get ETH delisted from exchanges. In case you haven't noticed, crypto privacy isn't all that popular with regulators, regardless of the country, and even regardless of the cryptocurrency.
Because they can't take their
Case
cut.
in point, Litecoin was delisted from South Korean exchanges after it implemented its privacy-preserving sidechain last year.
What the hell? I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? Litecoin delisted over in South Korea? Huh.
Litecoin.
That's weird.
The unprecedented regulatory environment we've seen
Random as
since
hell.
the start of the year is only going to make implementing privacy on Ethereum that much more difficult. This is probably why Ethereum's privacy solutions have centered around layer 2s, but this could still cause issues, as we've seen with Litecoin. This brings us to the challenges Ethereum faces, and the first is regulation, or rather, lack thereof. Until there's regulatory clarity in the US and elsewhere, it's going to be hard for ETH to reach its new all-time highs. That's because institutional investors will be hesitant to deploy capital directly into ETH. It's not just the institutional investors either. It looks like retail investors risk losing access to things like staking, and not just in the US. Singapore is reportedly discussing a proposal that would prevent retail investors from staking, and countries such as Canada have introduced limits on retail crypto investing. For what it's worth, any regulation will be good regulation in the long run. That's because as soon as a baseline has been established, institutional interests will be able to lobby regulators in the direction they want regulations to go. We believe that institutions will eventually lobby to preserve on-chain privacy. This will benefit retail investors, but it assumes they won't be completely priced out of these privacy layers. And this ties into the second challenge Ethereum faces, and that's centralization. Not at the base layer, but at the layer 2 level. You see, as Ethereum fees continue to rise, layer 2 usage will increase. As we mentioned in our video about Bitcoin's ordinals NFTs and BRC20 tokens, most layer 2 scaling solutions, including Bitcoin's Lightning Network, are surprisingly centralized. This means that they're not all that different from the existing financial system, and this is where many retail users could end up. This is a problem because it means that retail crypto users could eventually lose their financial freedom on-chain. It would defeat the entire purpose of cryptocurrency. Take a second to consider that Coinbase's Layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum will reportedly be compliant with AML regulations. The trade-off in this case is that regulatory compliance will make these Layer 2 scaling solutions that much more appealing to institutional investors. Some would say it would be rational to take any gains made from these Layer 2s and stick them on a Layer 1 that can't be as easily controlled, but hey, who knows? And this relates to the third challenge Ethereum faces, and that...
Real quick, I put a poll in the chat. I want to know what you guys think the price of Ethereum will be in the next bull run, just roughly.
Competition. If retail users do get priced out of using Ethereum itself, they could start switching to Ethereum competitors to ensure that they retain their financial freedom on-chain. This could also happen for other reasons, such as staking issues. From our perspective, however, the biggest blow to Ethereum would be if something happened to its more centralized middleware. I'm referring to Ethereum infrastructure, such as Infura, which has a history of complying with US sanctions. Infura has also experienced outages on 2 occasions. Now, for those who don't know why this is such a big problem, Infura provides RPC endpoints for MetaMask, one of the most popular Web3 wallets in the world. Both Infura and MetaMask are operated by a centralized company, Consensus. Joe Lubin happens to be the founder and CEO of Consensus, and you'll recall that he's been reiterating that ETH is not a security. Consensus itself has also been issuing similar statements and recently spoke out against the SEC's DeFi rules. On the off chance that the SEC is insane enough to go after ETH, Infura could restrict retail Ethereum usage in the US. The worst part, though, is that the SEC doesn't even have to go after ETH to do damage. If the exchange definition is expanded, Infura and MetaMask could again be in the crosshairs. Believe it or not, but if either of these black swans did happen, it would be bullish for Ethereum in the long term. That's because it would force the entire Ethereum ecosystem back towards decentralization, something that's been slowly happening ever since regulatory scrutiny of crypto began last year. Obviously, these black swans would be bearish for Ethereum in the short term, but the silver lining is that it would be even more bearish for competing Layer 1s, which are facing even more regulatory scrutiny than Ethereum. This could paradoxically result in more money flowing into ETH from other alts. This is all but guaranteed if proto-danksharding delivers on its promises. The only reason why there are competing Layer 1s is because Ethereum isn't cheap or scalable enough for most people to use. This will change after EIP 4844 is implemented, and it should result in significant flows into ETH from other Layer 1s. In sum then, Ethereum is truly at a crossroads, with unreasonable regulations on one hand and unprecedented adoption on the other. Regardless of the path it goes down in the short term, the long-term destination is the same. ETH reaching new all-time highs and revolutionizing the financial system. That's a cool picture, actually. And you can find out how high institutional investors think ETH will go using the link in the description.
50K.
And
you imagine 50K? That'd be nice.
That's all for today's video, folks. If you found it informative, let me know.
Mr. Guy from Coin Bureau, that was amazing, guys. I will leave a link to his video down in the description below. All right, let's see. We got to give away a Dynex flag. And Mr. DJ Mines, I stole your perfect button, by the way.
Perfect.
Stole it last night. I need to get used to figuring out where all the buttons are, though, before I can actually use it when people donate and stuff. I have a whole bunch of other ones, but I gotta situate it. All right, let's see. Mr. Serpent X Tech, what's up, buddy? Swinging by to say hi at work, but much love, fam. Keep grinding. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you. All right, let's do it. Mr. Yeti, I gotta get, actually, hold on. I gotta open up this Google Drive thing. Hold on, it's probably gonna go over my face, isn't it? Let's see. Yep, figured. All right, so I have a list. This is a list here of 1 through, let me see. Hold on. Scroll down to 135. 1 to 135. So these are people that are mining to Deep Miners Pool. We're going to be giving away a Dynex flag. So let me pull up a random number generator. This right here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do dark mode. I think I have dark mode on here. How do I do it? There we go. Dark mode. Perfect. All right. Let me zoom in a bit. So this is going to be 135. Again, this is the Google Doc. So 135 miners over there, or addresses are rather over there. So let's do this. All right. You ready? Let's do it. Drum roll, please. This is for the Dynex flag. Good luck to everybody. Number 10. Number 10. All right. Let's see. Zoom in on this. Actually, not going to zoom in, but whoever's address this is, I can't zoom in. What the hell's going on here? There we go. Whoever's address ends with MXJK2 for Dynex, congratulations. You have won a Dynex flag. Mr. Yeti, is that good for you, sir? Does that work? Hopefully. Hopefully. Retro Mike 134. Those are mine. Oh, actually, you know what? Retro Mike, I'm glad you just said something. Oh, I just screwed up my whole freaking thing. Hold on one second. All right, we're good. Let me see. So Retro Mike, actually, if you guys didn't know. No worries, Yeti. No worries. Appreciate you, buddy. Mr. Retro Mike. We're gonna go to Retro Mike Tech. Oh no, is it crypto or tech? It is tech. All right. This video right here, if you guys haven't seen it, please go and check it out. It is absolutely fantastic. He walks us through entirely setting up this Android phone. It's a track phone, a $50 track phone. It's a full walkthrough video of how to mine Veriscoin on this phone. So let me show you guys. I'm not gonna lie, this made me want to FOMO and buy a bunch of phones last night. I was like, damn, that'd be sick. Dude, like 3 watts, bro. This guy's getting an entire phone farm mining on Veriscoin. Look at this. Look at this miner, dude. It's crazy. I'm just gonna mute that actually. But this is like, dude, you can get 4 mega hashes, I guess, on these phones, and they run at 3 watts. It's like $50 on Amazon, guys. If you're gonna buy them, I think these are affiliate links. Please make sure you guys use those to purchase. But dude, this guy, he set up this entire thing with you guys, like start to finish. Perfect video. Perfect video. So let me know what you guys think about that whole thing. I think it'll be it's quite interesting, actually. Quite interesting. So congrats to Mr. Retro Mike Tech. I'm gonna share this video for you guys. I highly suggest you guys watch this because it was very, very interesting and good video, at least in my opinion. All right, I think that's gonna do it, guys. You guys have any last questions before we get out of here? Let's see if I missed anything. Yeti, hi bro. You can remove cart from your suggestion list for testing. Coin already died. Oh geez, cart is the one. Let me see. Yeti.uk suggestions. Cart. That's a thing. Oh, this one right here. Software. Cart. Interesting. Wouldn't be really. Oh yeah, I guess it's software. But yeah, the coin cart is dead. Interesting, guys. We did do 2 days ago. Caspa was actually really good. I honestly, I have high hopes for Caspa, but at the same time, I'm not sure. But if you guys don't know, Yeti.uk, we do these audits on certain coins. Make sure you guys are safe every Wednesday or so, if we can. All right, let me see if you guys have any last questions. Sloth Squatch said, had a few important messages for you up above. Let me see. I will have to scroll through. I don't see anything, Sloth Squatch. I saw one earlier, but I answered you, I think. Just repeat it if you can. That'd be awesome. I don't see I don't see anything. Weird. Anyways, someone tagged me. Let's see. I did not let the dog go. Perfect. Bro, I keep forgetting to let my dog inside. Oh my god. She like starts barking. It's like it's been like a gross heat wave. And I'm like, you know, it'll be like 2 hours go by and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot to let you in. Terrible. And then I blame the wife. I'm like, can you please let me know when you let her out? And it was me yesterday. It's terrible. All right. I will call you when you're done. Thanks. I'm gonna be done in just a second. But anyways, all right, let's see what you guys have to say quick and then we'll get out of here. Pocket Change keep track of Chumsky for us. She does, trust me, she does. Let's see. Yeah, you missed my 2 messages, lol. Don't make me type them again. I am being lazy. Fine, I won't. Phone farms are definitely better than 7950X or an Epic, especially for us guys with high electric. Trying to resist the FOMO on those myself. Yeah, it's a... Let me see what this... Actually, you know what? Let me go back to Retro Mike's video. I want to click on the link and just go to those phones so I can show you guys what they go for. Let me see. So, yes, this thing is legit $50. $50 for these phones. And like, I mean, that's crazy, right? It's crazy that you can mine crypto on these phones. And they're just track phones, like $50. Throw them away if you don't want them. Or you resell them. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about it. I think it's pretty awesome, to be honest. I think it was a pretty cool video. What is a good hard wallet? Good hard wallet. Man, I personally still like Ledger, but like I just hate the fact that they just scared the shit out of everybody, right? Ledger is one of those wallets that I don't think I will switch from unless like if I'm going to plug my stuff in, then yeah, I'm gonna consider switching. But as of right now, keeping my stuff on a Ledger, it should be safe, right? The Tangem wallet, yeah, good point. Fully electric Tangem wallet is a very good one. It's like a credit card. I have it on me actually, I think. Hold on, let me see. There we go. All right, so Tangem is like a phone wallet app. Let me see. It's this thing right here. Tangem multi-currency wallet, right? So it's like a NFC, like kind of like when you scan, your card at the gym or something to get in the door, or I don't know, hotel room, right? It's the same thing, same concept. You put your phone to it, takes a picture, and that's it. Oh, it doesn't take a picture. Sorry, like it approves the opening of the wallet, and then you have to type in your 4-digit PIN. So even if somebody steals this, you still need a PIN code to get into it, or you can't get into it at all. So this is definitely one of the, I guess, top wallets that I would probably purchase, and they're cheap. They're super cheap, like $50 for 3 cards. Give one to your wife or significant other, and hold one in your wallet, put one in the safe. Like that's literally what I would do, 100%. Tangem confirmed they will add Flux main chain. Can't wait. Well, that's huge. If they do that, I'm excited about that. Actually, I'm excited about that. I didn't know that. When did they say that, Mr. Fully Electric? When did they say that? That's crazy. Tangems use RFID. No, they use NFC. I don't know. Is it the same thing? What the hell's RFID stand for? I know it's similar, right? RFID. Radio frequency identification. Is that what it stands for? I think so. And then NFC. Near field communication. So it's kind of the same thing, right? I assume, yeah. Okay. I assume it's the same thing. Yeah, so close to it, I guess. Right? So it works. I mean, it's yeah, the thing's awesome, and it holds Caspa. So if anybody, or it does Caspa, it does DeFi, like literally pretty much every coin that you can think of, it's most likely on there, except for like the new stuff. Like Dynex isn't on there. I wish it was. It'd be amazing. Actually, Yeti should poke them, see if they can get on it. And then I don't know. Yeah, there's just so many options on that wallet alone. And then there's SafePal. SafePal is another one, I believe, right? It's called SafePal. It's actually can be tied to, or you can take your seed phrase from your Ledger devices and put them onto your SafePal. But I don't recommend you guys do that. Just get a new one. It's probably the best way to do it. Mr. Rude Puts, appreciate you, buddy. Perfect. I gotta see what else I got on here. We got some horns. Oh, it's stupid loud. I don't know. Oh, you guys can't hear that, can you? Swag. I forgot. I turned this down on Retro Mike. This is perfect. I used it. All right, let's see. Thank you very much, Mr. Rud Puts. Schmiegel, AI controls all the swag. You're awesome, buddy. Thanks, man. All right, let's get out of here, guys. Happy Friday. Hopefully you guys have a good day. Hopefully it's payday for most of you. And yeah, don't try to spend all your money on those phones after you watch Retro Mike's video. But I'll put a link to his video down in the description below, as well as all these other ones today. And yeah, I will catch you guys later on, probably tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be this afternoon. The wife's got to work late, so we'll see. That horn is too... All right, so you did hear the horn. You did hear the horn. Okay. I'm not sure what slider it comes through, so I got to figure all that out. Guys, have a good day. I'll catch you soon. Happy Friday. Thank you for the donations, and peace out. I'll see you guys soon. Later.